Last week, a friend and coworker of mine asked me if I'd be interested in fishing for some wild brown trout. The water levels were high, but the weather was perfect. It was relatively warm with temperatures in the 40s and a bit of an overcast. Of course, I never turned down a fishing trip, so I figured I'd use this opportunity to talk about how I streamer fish in high water. I hope you enjoy the video.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Hardman Fishing Adventures. Today, I'm fishing a roaring river, which you guys can probably see right now. And basically, what I'm going to try to do is catch some brown trout and kind of tell you guys how to fish high water. The water's a little bit off color, but it's not too bad, so I have some decent confidence that I'll still be able to catch some fish. And yeah, I'm just going to show you guys how I do it, or what my thought process is when I approach, overly high water, which is something that you run into a lot in the spring. So yeah, stay tuned and hopefully you learn something. If not, you'll at least watch me catch some good browns. Oh, first hit. Fine, dude. I was beginning to wonder. Got him. Finally. Your big dirty water brown trout. Woo! That's a good one. He popped off in the net too. Heck yes. First fish of the day. Didn't take as long as I thought it was in this type of water, but what a gorgeous fish. Alright guys, so I caught the first fish of the day. Was sitting in this like soft pocket on the edge of this. Now in low water, this is like pretty much not underwater, or there's very little water here. I mean, I'm maybe shin deep and this water's probably 2 or 3 feet above normal. But in high water, these pockets that normally don't even have water all of a sudden become where the brown trout stage, because obviously they're not going to be out in the middle of this current out here because it's too fast for them, and brown trout are naturally pretty lazy. And so as the water rises, they kind of push towards the banks. Usually push towards the banks into the softer water. So that's a good little tip for fishing high water, is essentially forget what you knew about the fishery and just fish what you see. Read the water and fish what you see, rather than fishing where the fish are normally, because the fish aren't going to be there in this type of water. They're just not. Biggin. That's not huge, but it's a nice fish. Come on, buddy, stay hooked. He's in this fast current. Yeah, nice fish. Whoa, buddy. How'd you get out of the net there? Oh, got him. Beautiful brown trout. Oh my gosh. Once again, sitting in these tiny little offshoot pockets. They don't seem to want to sit in the main current, which is not surprising given the weather, but that's a beautiful fish, man. That's why I fish this particular river. Just for the colors of the fish alone, it's worth catching them. All right, guys, so you might be wondering, what streamers do I throw in high water? I always throw black or some dark color. General rule of thumb is dark day, dark fly. And that can mean like brown or something like that, but you want just something that is a little bit of a contrast to, the water around it. It doesn't have to be supernatural. It just has to be a streamer that the fish can see. The other thing that I tend to do when the water's high like this is I use streamers that push water. So like something with like a deer hair head or something that's going to push water. I know a lot of people like to throw like something that'll, get near the bottom. Like they use like cone head streamers and stuff. I don't like it as much. I'm not saying it doesn't work, because it does. I've caught a lot of fish on that, but that's not my go-to. My go-to is to push water and let the fish know that the streamer's there, rather than to get right down on the bottom. I think both techniques work. This is just like what I'm most comfortable with. Come on now. No! No, dude! I ran out of freaking water and I didn't want to set into this tree to my left. Oh, there's not a tree there. Nah. It's a good brown too. That's so frustrating. Maybe he'll come back for it, but I doubt it. Got him. Got me one, boys. Not as big, but come on, get in the net real quick for me. Thanks, buddy. That was cool. So that one actually just let sink a little bit more. He destroyed it. Good high water brownie. Thanks for playing. God, right in front of that rock. Holy cow, he ate so hard. Oh! Whoa, oh, he came off, no! That was crazy, dude. He hit so hard he about ripped the rod out of my hand, right in front of this rock, too. And I casted that a bunch, too. That wasn't like the first time I casted that. So why he just all of a sudden hit on that cast, the world may never know. Oh my gosh! I didn't even see the fish eat. Come on over here, buddy. I was gonna pull up to recast and the fish ate. That's crazy. It's like if I could find the right pocket, I catch fish pretty relatively easily, but there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another beautiful little brownie there. That was cool. That one I didn't even see eat. Thanks, buddy. That one I didn't see eat. That one just, I was pulling up to recast and it ate, I guess, when I was on the swing, kind of. I just didn't see it. Wasn't paying that much attention. I mean, I'd rather be lucky than good, as I've said 100 million zillion times. I was just swinging it up here in front of this rock. And he must have ate it. He ate it right here because I went to recast and he had the streamer in his mouth. So that's cool. I guess another lesson for just fishing, you know, high water like this is you really should fish somewhere that you know well, both for safety reasons, but also because, like, if you know the stream well, you know, like, I know that, like, this area has a good amount of fish in it. So, and they're not going to be sitting out there, so they're going to be sitting here. Whereas, like, you know, in high water, a lot of stuff looks good that really isn't that good. So essentially, you can waste a lot of time if you've never been to the creek before and you're fishing it in high water. Whereas if you've been there a couple times, then you can come and fish it in high water and predict exactly where those fish that you've been trying to catch for so long actually are sitting. Because there's only so many places that trout's going to sit in high water. So, I don't know. I like fishing high water for that reason. All right, guys, so I want to go over my leader. I don't always throw this type of leader, but I am for this scenario just because I want to be able to kind of roll my streamers over because I'm casting a little bit further than usual. So, connected to my fly line is 20-pound fluoro, just regular fly or regular fishing line. Then I've got it to, I think this is 16-pound fluoro, also regular fishing line. And then on the bottom here, I have 2X, which is essentially 10-pound test to my fly, which is just a, right now it's just a black, most typical black circus peanut type fly of all time. I use floating line almost all the time when I'm streamer fishing, unless I'm at like a really big river, like for example, I don't know, the White River or something. I will use sinking line, but for a lot of trout fishing, I just use floating streamer line, and this particular line is a Cortland streamer line. And the reason I use floating line is essentially because I can mend my line and make my streamer do more things. Like, there's more variation to my retrieve. If you think about it, if you throw sinking line, once your fly line hits the water, your streamer's going down current whether you want to or not. But with floating line, you know, if once my line hits the water, I can mend it upstream and get it to swing, or mend it downstream and get it to swing, or change the direction completely, like mid retrieve. So I don't know, I like that better. I don't know if it makes a difference. I think everybody has their own preference, and I don't think anybody's wrong or right. I just think it's whatever you have the most confidence in, because if you have the most confidence in it, then you're going to throw it more consistently, and you're probably going to end up catching fish as a result of that. So anyways, I'm going to shut up and keep fishing. I'm going to try a different section of the river and see if I can't catch a few more fish for you guys. There we go. I knew there had to be one at this rock. There was. It's not a very big fish, but it is a fish. I think it's what, number 5 or 6 or something of the day. Heck if I know. I'm not really keeping track. There we go. Whoa, he's ready to go. I'm just gonna let him go. See you, buddy. Thanks for playing. That was cool. He came out of the rock, literally right here. I don't know if you guys see it, but he came out of this rock here that I'm standing on and ate. I knew there had to be one sitting on that stinking rock. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Oh my gosh! How did that not get hooked? You've got to be joking. That is so infuriating. It's a good lesson though, guys, because this hole here is like, there's normally not even water here. And once again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but there's not really water here normally. Another thing worth mentioning when we're fishing, when I'm fishing stuff like this, is that I care less about cover, because from what I've seen, when the water is this kind of off color, this clarity, the brown trout just feel safe in general. So you maybe want to be adjacent to cover, like where fish can hide, but they don't necessarily sit in the cover in this type of conditions. So like the brown trout may not be in the log jam, but he'll probably be like in the run adjacent to the log jam or something like that. Got him. That's a nice fish. Oh, it's an orange one. Come on, don't pop off for me. Come on, buddy. Come on over here. Don't pop off. You're an orange one. Yes, sir. That's a good brown. Woo! That's so sick, man. Nice orange-bellied brown trout. Heck yes. I've missed a couple. One broke me off. This is a lesson in retying. So now I finally landed one.
When I make videos like this, I struggle to articulate why I do what I do, because a lot of the decisions are made in a split second or just off of gut instinct. So for this video, I did my best to explain how and why I make the decisions I do when fishing higher muddy water. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. But the general rule of thumb is to throw dark colored streamers that move water, focus on areas with current breaks adjacent to cover, even if that's a bank that isn't normally even underwater, and fish water you already have knowledge of. Fishing in high water is when I've caught some of my biggest fish and is by far my favorite time to target brown trout. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.
Got him. Feels like a nice fish. No!